Hello everyone, this is Elo Gaming, and today we're going to be doing a different kind of video for the Hallothon. I wanted to bring to light, if you didn't know, this myth and legend scene in the Grand Theft Auto series, but mainly in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This is a game most of us remember very fondly, released in 2004. It's a very good game. If you haven't played it, I would highly recommend doing so. But today I'm going to show you a more cryptic, darker kind of side to the game, and these are the myths and legends that surround the game. Now, most of these are just, as in real life, just kind of crazed people just kind of making things up for what, and just being overall paranoid, but it is still a fun thing to kind of be part of and to take a look into. So, we're going to be looking at several locations in the game that are related to myths and legends, and I'll be kind of talking about each of these. It's kind of impromptu. I'm doing this live, so sorry if I say something dumb or I'm just stumbling over my words. But I want it to be a little bit more genuine. So we're going to be looking first off at the Bone County area, which is this whole desert area. There are a lot of different areas we can go to. I'll go to only a few just to save us some time, and we'll just kind of take a look around and see what we can find. So we're going to be encompassing the whole area. I'll show you some things that are real, some things that are not, probably not real. We're going to start by heading over this area to this area. I believe if we go up here we will be able to go, or maybe it's right here. Somewhere in this area we'll be able to go to Aldea Malvada. That'll be our first stop. Somewhere in this area. I will see you guys there. So here we are on the road up to Aldea Malvada, and I'll be trying to talk from memory what kind of legends are associated with this area. This is a abandoned, old, ancient little city town. It's not really a city, it's more of like a little village town located up here. It's more of a tourist attraction at this point, and so it's a prime spot for something spooky to be seen, and there are a lot of reported sightings of things here. A popular one is aliens. People claim to see aliens walking around here and possibly attacking. People also report even skeletons rising from the ground and coming to attack, and it got really foggy as I came up, which is really creepy. And in my haste I forgot a camera, so sorry if I don't. I'll try to pick up a camera later, but right now I won't have a camera. And people report other things, even like Mothman maybe being sighted here. Most of these are probably just modded creatures, nothing real, but it's still a fun place to look around. It's very creepy, because it's all run down, obviously, as you can see. And it's just overall very isolated, and it doesn't look like we're seeing much here. So if nothing else shows up, no spooky skeletons of any sort, I'm going to show you guys just this whole area in general we can do in one run. So I'll show you guys this whole thing right about now. Okay, so in this whole area it's El Castillo del Diablo. These are a few actual other rock formations in this area. Quite gorgeous to look at. And we'll be looking at a few things here. There are a couple things that are... Here's a cop coming here, which is weird. A couple things that are probably not true. And there's actually one kind of true myth, I guess you could say it's a myth, but it's more the speculation around it that is interesting. So this is Las Brujas. This is a small, I guess, abandoned town. This looks abandoned. Ghost town. It's pretty spooky, so there would obviously be some myths associated here. I'm sure people claim to see ghosts. People even claim to see a lizard man of sorts. Whether or not that's true, I'll leave for you guys to decide. There's a cemetery here. Overall spooky area. It's really dark even though it's perfectly daytime outside. That is in and itself a tip-off that this is spooky. But of course, I don't believe we'll be able to find anything. Most of the myths associated with this area are not true. And if you guys happen to see anything in the video that rings like a bell or looks suspicious, be sure to tag the part. It is hard to tell. A lot of these textures are weird, and it may look like something's there when it's not, but if anything catches your eye, just post a comment, I'll look at it. These are part of a mission. Those aren't like any spooky random antenna radio government devices of any sort. So we're gonna go past this church. Now the one true myth I wanted to show, and I'll be showing, I won't be going into another area, which is off to the right over there. You can probably see it from here, yeah. I won't be going in there, but I will be looking at it and talking a little bit about it. So we are going to go right here. This is the mass grave. It's a very strange, it's at the foot of this mesa right here, and it's a very strange area. There is a Bobcat truck parked with its with the tail end, of course, pointing into the hole, and it is a hole with some body bags, about 6 to be exact. And there are a lot of theories as to what this is. Some people just link it to like a Rockstar reference to the Mafia and how they bury bodies in the desert, which is probably the most accurate thing. Now there is a radio show host, I believe it's K-Rose, the station, that's actually hosted in the desert. The woman that is on there says she has 6 husbands 6 feet under, 6 body bags. Just some food for thought. A lot of speculation as to what this could actually be. No one really knows exactly what it is. It's most likely just a reference to the Mafia, but it's still a very weird thing. Now, last thing I want to show before we actually go to... Where are we going after this? Before we go to, Mount Chiliad, all the way down here. All the way down here is we're going to be looking at Area 69. And this place is a obvious spin on Area 51 in real life, the supposed alien research facility. You can't really see it very well because of the low-res graphics. I haven't really optimized this game very much for my computer. I just downloaded it to make this video. People claim obviously to see aliens there because why not? Stuff such as some other mutant type creatures roaming around the facility. Most likely not true, and it's hard to even tell or like investigate because of the fact that you get a very bad wanted level as soon as you go in there, and if you want to play legitimately like me, that's kind of an issue because it's hard to stay alive under those conditions. I do have a camera. Yippee, I didn't even know that. This save file is literally base god. So yeah, now I can actually zoom in on stuff and it looks good. So yeah, not entirely sure what to say about this right here, like I said, but yeah, that's Area 69 over there. I'm not going to show you guys inside because I will be dead in a matter of minutes. So that being said, I'm going to head down to the the southwest corner of the map. We will be checking out Mount Chiliad, and we'll kind of take a tour from there. So see you there. So we're here in this little town of Fort Carson. It's in Bone County. I'm not actually going to Mount Chiliad yet. I just wanted to show this one little thing before I head over there. So if we head on over yonder, this is actually the perfect spot. I'm just going to go down around this way. There is one, like I'm going to show some bigger areas and some smaller areas in this video, just to highlight some of the aspects of the paranormal side of San Andreas. And this is a smaller area. Not much is going on here, but this is a really creepy cave. And I figured it would be cool if you guys could see it. I'll put on night vision. No, fuck, that is bright. But it actually is good. So, yeah, this is the cave. This is the Fort Carson cave, as people call it. Very imaginative, I know. And there's not much in here. It's just a really dark cave unless you have night vision on. It just comes out the other end. People speculate as to what could be here. It's obviously here so you can get the police bribe if you so need it. But people speculate that a cave monster resides here with a really strange reported design, and it's only actually there if you mod it in. And okay, my bike's still here, thankfully. gonna try to keep this one bike for the whole video. But yeah, people report a cave monster in there, probably some other things. Nothing in there though, I don't believe, unless you so choose to mod it in. Anyway, we're gonna go head off now. I'm going to go to Mount Chiliad for real this time, unless something catches my eye. So I'll see you guys there. Just a small thing as I'm driving over to Mount Chiliad. You see that light in the sky? People speculate on whether or not that's a UFO, and it's obviously supposed to be an airplane in the night sky, or even the morning sky. But just do point out how fast that is going. And it didn't seem very fast, or like that one is more like a thing. So look how fast it's going. Now obviously it's just because they didn't really know how to make that go to scale, I guess, but it's pretty crazy how fast that is actually traveling. It seems a little suspicious for an airplane, unless it's a really close to the ground airplane. But anyway, that's just something people speculate on. I'll shut up now. Okay, well I'm being very destructive here, but we're going to start driving up the path of Mount Chiliad now. This is a common place to see people biking. Well, not actually common, but it's a place to bike. Obviously, this is a biking trail, even just a driving trail. And you actually go up here on a mission in the game, but this is a pretty cool mountain path and all that. Personally, I kind of like this Mount Chiliad more than the the GTA 5 Mount Chiliad. That's just me, though. But anyway, there are a couple myths reported on Mount Chiliad or around Mount Chiliad. There's actually a specific location I will try to find. If I can find a path to it, that'd be awesome. If not, then we'll have to just wait. But people report a Yeti here, which is not the same as the common Bigfoot myth, which we'll get into Bigfoot later. But the Yeti is reported to be obviously a lighter color than Bigfoot, only inhabiting the mountainous areas. And people even report Pigsy from Manhunt to be here. People report Pigsy like everywhere though. So this is the cabin. It's surrounded by these really tall and kind of creepy looking trees. And people report and all sorts of things here. Yetis, Big Pigsy, even Slender Man, which Slender Man doesn't make any sense. That really scared the fuck out of me. It's just weirdly textured log. That scared the absolute shit out of me. It's like a much lighter color than the others. Fuck, God. Yeah, Slender Man doesn't make any sense. Any claims about Slender Man are just modded and not true. Slender Man was originated as a legend or myth in real life in 2009. And that's 5 years after this game came out. There's no way Rockstar could have programmed such a creature into the game. But yeah, people report even these horror voices, which could actually be real. I haven't stuck around long enough. Maybe I'll stick around a second and see if I can hear any. But there are people who reported screams and whispers and whatnot around this cabin. Spooky stuff. If I don't hear anything, I'm just going to head on up to the mountain. I'll try to find the other location I wanted to show. I don't have to go all the way to the top. There's just another location, and that'll be that. Alright, coming up to the next little location here is the Mount Chiliad Natural Arch, as people would like to call it. In some weather conditions, it actually is really creepy. It appears like this kind of this reddish color. I don't really know. It's like this blood red color. It's really strange. But it's down. There's a little patch of woods above it. And it's actually, I believe, this patch of woods, or maybe it's the one over there. People report seeing Pigsy mostly in that area, but they also report him here in the arch. This is actually where the Yeti creature I mentioned earlier is most likely to be seen, because, you know, Yetis live in caves and all that spooky stuff. I don't believe anything is ever actually going to end up spawning here. If anything does spawn there, it's most likely a mod. but it's still a cool little area, and it's always nice to kind of investigate this at night and try to hope you find something spooky. That's the whole fun of myth hunting, right? Anyway, that's going to be it for Mount Chiliad. Now, I'm going to do something very illogical. It won't make sense later, but nothing's supposed to make sense in this video, I guess. I'm going to be going to the Vinewood Cemetery. I don't know exactly where that is. I believe it's right. No, it'll be somewhere in this area. Right here, maybe. I'll be going to the Vinewood Cemetery next. And I'll just be going there for a quick second to talk about some stuff, and then we will come back and end off in the big one. I'll actually do some investigating in the big one. Anyway, I'll see you guys over at Vinewood Cemetery. See if it'll spawn. Here it is. So this is called the suicidal photographer. This is a myth that is proven. So the photographer will stand here, I should say, and take a picture of the city from this angle. And for whatever reason, after he takes a picture, or maybe a picture or two, if he's feeling up to it, he might take another picture. He's going to take another one. And we get a third picture? This is the picture he's taking, basically. Just this picture. It's a nice landscape of the city from this angle. Okay, well, what he's going to end up doing is walking into the water and drowning himself. I don't know when he'll do it, if he'll do it. That is even scarier, the fact that there's a fucking semi-truck just in the fucking water. But yeah, there goes the photographer. He's gonna walk off and then just drown. Very weird, very scary, and it's not known why this happens. It's obviously it's an AI pathing error. He's not supposed to do that. He just happens to walk into water, and pedestrians drown as soon as they enter the water. I would theorize, and I believe it's been theorized, there was an early version of this map that had a pedestrian bridge of some sort, just going across, maybe just even another type of bridge, going across this over here. And so, if these people would stop honking their horn at me, that would be much appreciated. I'm more scared of why this is down here, honestly. But yeah, people say there was a bridge originally going here on the older versions of the map, and they never changed his pathing. Normally he would just walk across the bridge, but they didn't change his pathing, so instead he just walks into the water and drowns. That is a theory I believe is true. It could also just be an AI, like just a pathing error for that one AI. No, our bike that we were going to try to keep the whole video, it's gone now, damn. Okay. Can I even get out? I can. Okay, so that was close. We almost had to bike the whole video, but I choked. It's fine. We will just take... Oh, we could have taken that bike. I'll just find someone else's bike, or I'll just drive another vehicle. And we'll be going to Vinewood Cemetery now. I just wanted to show that off, because that's another one of those myths that's actually real. It exists, it's proven, etc., etc. And there's, like, it actually... The trench coat guy will be the photographer. It can be anyone though. There's actually a female pedestrian it can also be, but it's in this one spot right across from this trailer park. You can't miss it. There will be a photographer, and after they take a few pictures, you'll end up seeing them walk into the water and drown. Anyway, I'm gonna get to Vinewood Cemetery now, so I'll see you guys there. So here's our next stop, Vinewood Cemetery. This is a smaller area, obviously, it's really small, and there are actually a couple of myths associated here. Obviously, you're gonna have your myths like, sorry, I'm just pulling this up. Myths such as the skeletons, like we heard about in Aldea Malvada, the zombies, all of that stuff. Is it true? Probably not. But there is one myth here that is actually a little bit more mysterious, and that is the grave robber. Even Pyramid Head has been cited here. So those myths are modded, probably not true. But I'm not here at night, so I can't really investigate those. We can infer those are false. But there is one myth that is actually a bit more interesting. It's the grave robber. So this is a pedestrian that is supposedly stealing from these graves in this very cemetery, and we can already see something though, because there is a TV set up in this room. There's even a chair. You have pizza boxes, and one of these caskets coffins, whatever you want to call it, is actually opened. So some of these are open. So someone has been stealing from these dead bodies. And who it is, we don't know. It could be any pedestrian. No one has cited him, I don't believe. But it is something mysterious and something to investigate further. Because it's very strange. It's very strange that some of these would be left open like that. Such a big and important cemetery. Anyway, we're going to go to the big one now. We're going to head to the Backo Beyond area, and we're going to start an actual investigation of sorts. Just walking around, seeing if we find anything. I'll try to wait for nighttime before we do that, just so it's a little bit more immersive. But I will see you guys there for the big hunt. Alright, so dawn is fast approaching, and I figured we might as well go ahead and start our investigation of this area. The Backo Beyond, Flint County, whatever you want to call it. This is a very, very, very famous area in the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas myth hunting community. And that is because, sorry, I'm cruising along here as I'm about to try to see if I'm at a certain spot. I don't believe I am. Actually, I kind of was. I was running along Sasquatch Creek, I believe. Was I? No, I actually was not at all. I don't know where I was running on. This is Sasquatch Creek, as it's so called, but this is actually another kind of myth area. It's like this muddy lake. I don't know what's supposed to be sighted here, but it's strange. So this is the Backo Beyond the Woods, and many people will know this area because of the infamous Bigfoot creature that is supposedly sighted in the area. And excuse me. So yes, Bigfoot, the biggest myth in the whole series, is supposedly sighted in these woods. There's a woods creature, as it's called. It's just a encompassing term for all the possible creatures, or what the possible creature could be that roams the area, because there is a... It's actually not true, by the way, about this this thing that Rockstar said there is a creature in the woods. That is not true, but people like to... But someone claimed that Rockstar said that, and now it's one of the biggest things keeping the myth hunting community going, although I don't believe there is actually a creature in the woods, because that statement was altered by someone. That Rockstar, I suppose the statement Rockstar made was altered by someone. I'm gonna start using some waypoints here. We're gonna drive around and see if we can find anything. There's this odd red mist. It's actually perfect weather, and it's gonna get a little bit foggy as well because of the storm. Oh, there's actually another myth supposedly sighted at this bridge. It is a killer cowboy. There's a cowboy NPC that'll actually assault you if he spawns at this bridge, which is rare that he will, but that is a myth that has actually been proven, which is cool. So yeah, this is just a perfect myth hunting area. There are a lot of paths you can take and all sorts of spooky stuff to try and find, so I really do like this area for myth hunting. There's also some ghost cars which I can try to find. I don't know if I'll be able to find any. Whoa, 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 watch the magic. This is honestly perfect atmosphere for the hunt. But basically the ghost cars, there are Glendales that will spawn that are beaten up. They're actually meant to be beaten up. You can't actually repair them. They spawn in as beat up Glendales in the woods, and they're called and they're supposedly ghost cars because they will drive by themselves, but it turns out they're just rolling down a hill that they spawn on. They spawn on a hill and they'll end up rolling down the hill as a result. So they're not actually ghost cars, they just appear to be ghost cars as they're rolling down the hill. I don't know where those are spawning at, and I don't believe I'll be able to find one. I'll try to find one. I'm actually going to get out real quick and we'll just do some good old-fashioned on-foot myth hunting. This is the Shady Creek cabin. Nothing real going on here. People will say Slenderman's here, but they're obviously lying. Slenderman doesn't exist in San Andreas. To be truthful, who knows what Bigfoot does either. It's still a fun myth to look for, though. Some slight shelter from the rain. So I'll come back out here, and if you guys see anything looking suspicious, comment below. I'm not using any mods in this video. Otherwise, you would have at least seen 3 or 4 myths by now. I am just looking, or I'm just playing the vanilla game. No mods installed. Oh, it's so creepy. I love it. San Andreas is one of my favorite maps in this series. I just couldn't get the same sense of just wonder trying to investigate the woods in GTA 5 or anything. It's just perfect in this game. If my bike despawns, we'll have to end up using a quad, which isn't too bad. I'm not seeing anything. This isn't the best weather. I believe foggy weather is supposedly more suitable for Bigfoot, coincidentally, aka the weather where you can make up stuff and shapes. There's a plane somewhere. Pretty low flying. Okay. Not seeing much right now. Not seeing a whole lot. The weather has died down almost entirely. Actually, if we go back down, it'll get worse again. There have been some people that have supposedly seen stuff, though, in the woods. They've sent in, or they've recorded videos on the vanilla version, seen some rather strange things. And whether they're just textures, that's a whole nother story, but it is worth looking at if you haven't seen it. Like, see, some of this stuff pops in, like, it looked like over there you could see like a figure standing by a tree, but then it loads in and it turns out it's a tree. It may just be my bad draw distance settings. Like I said, I haven't really touched the settings very much since I just downloaded the game. But I'm not seeing much, and I don't know if I want to waste your guys' time too much anymore. So I'm going to go try to find a ghost car, and we'll call it a paranormal hunting session. Okay, well, I missed the whole rolling down the hill aspect of this car, but these are the ghost cars I was talking about. These are, excuse me, these are the Glendales that are beaten up. They spawn in that way. There is no other way to see them other than their beat up variety, and they spawn on these hills, and then they end up rolling down the hills, and they'll give you the impression, shut up, they'll give you the impression that they are of the paranormal variety. That is not true. They are just simply spawning on hills and rolling down, and it gives you that impression. Well, I believe it's going to end it. This is a long session of paranormal stuff. I hope you enjoyed, you were enlightened. If you're inspired and you want to look around for some of these myths, if you want more information, I will link the San Andreas Myths and Legends list in the description. There is some good information on there, but there's also a lot of stupid myths on there, so just ignore the stupid ones. If you just want to download some myth mods and just quote-unquote hunt them that way, it's a lot of fun doing that too, I will admit. And well, if you want to go hunt, if you find anything cool, message me on Discord or whatever and share your finds, and well, other than that, just happy hunting, I guess. Oh, there it goes. Look at it, it's a ghost car. Nah, it'll pretty much always stop right there, because it just rolls down the hill. It's really cool to see that, though. I fucking love it. This game is awesome. Anyway, that's actually the end of the video. See you all later. Happy myth hunting.